Welcome to episode 14 of Sales with Value. You walk into a local convenience store to grab a bag of chips, and you probably think the hardest part of the snack vendor's job is just the physical labor.
Right, just stocking the shelves.
Exactly. But what if stocking shelves is actually just a cover for a highly calculated psychological operation? Today's deep dive is exactly about that. We're unpacking a fascinating source document called The Merchant's Smile: Emotional Sales Psychology for Indian Retail.
Yeah, and we are getting a really rare look at the foundational architecture of this training module. It's part of the FMCG sales training in the snacks industry series.
And it's all structured in English, right?
Right, with a super focused podcast target duration of exactly 10 minutes.
Just 10 minutes to rewire how a rep sells. And the core theme is obvious right from the title. The module is called Is Shopkeeper Annoyed or Happy?
Which is such a great direct title.
It really is. And the designated tone is emotional, powerful, human psychology based. So is this basically treating a B2B sales pitch like walking into a friend's living room and just, trying to read the room before you speak?
That is a perfect analogy. I mean, FMCG is all about moving huge volumes of cheap items, right?
Yeah, chips, cookies, that sort of thing.
Exactly. And because the margins are so tiny, success relies entirely on volume and getting that prime shelf space. So the rep has to connect on a human level instantly.
Which brings us to the audio strategy. I mean, it's literally using storytelling as a sales weapon.
Oh, absolutely. The exact voice modulation instructions are incredibly strict. The delivery has to mimic natural human storytelling.
So slow and emotional for the narrative sections, right?
Right. But then they follow that up with these punchy, energetic one-liners, and there is a strict rule about using pauses after the emotional lines.
Oh, wow. So just stopping a let it hang in the air.
Yes, because those pauses make the concepts deep and memorable. Your brain automatically flags the information as important.
I mean, I have to push back slightly here. Treating sales training like a dramatic performance, with the voice rising and falling, like that, doesn't that feel overly theatrical?
It sounds like it would be.
Yeah, like, is this really what's needed to break through the repetitive grind of FMCG sales?
Well, think about the cognitive fatigue of adult learning. Especially for a rep doing exhausting field work, a flat corporate lecture will just put them to sleep.
True. So this theatricality is kind of a shock to the system.
Exactly. And they pair that with an equally intense visual strategy. The module demands cinematic, realistic storytelling.
Yeah, set against the backdrop of a modern Indian FMCG retail market. The mood details are wild.
They really are.
They specifically call out warm shop lighting, busy market realism, and this is the part that gets me, slow motion close-ups of human facial expressions.
Oh, the slow motion is key. They are literally orchestrating empathy. It trains the rep's eye to catch those micro expressions in the real world.
But then there's this pattern break rule. The visual has to change every 8 to 10 seconds. So for you listening, you have to wonder, is this rapid visual shifting just a reflection of our modern shrinking attention spans?
It's actually a deliberate psychological tactic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it keeps the viewer locked into the shopkeeper's emotional state. The brain has a novelty filter, so forcing a visual shift every 8 seconds triggers that filter. You literally cannot zone out.
Wow, so you're held hostage by the training.
Pretty much. But to make it useful, the training must conclude with a mandatory summary slide.
Right, to cement all those deep psychological principles into actionable sales tactics for the rep.
Exactly. It translates the empathy into commerce.
That makes total sense. So here is a final provocative thought for you to take away. The next time you walk into a local convenience store and see a snack vendor chatting with the shopkeeper, look closely at their body language. Consider who actually holds the emotional power in that fleeting interaction.
Yeah.
And, how much invisible, highly calculated psychological training went into simply saying hello.